Last week, Wyoming Republican Representative Liz Cheney hinted at potential criminal charges for former President Donald Trump, stemming from a congressional investigation into the Capitol insurrection. Appearing on MSNBC on Tuesday night, former acting U.S. Solicitor General Neil Katyal explains the federal statute that makes it a felony punishable up to 20 years in prison to obstruct an official proceeding. Take a look at the MSNBC discussion.
I want to ask you about Liz Cheney. Last week, she said something. I was just talking to Katie Benner about it. She was talking about, let's play what she said on December 13th about Donald Trump.
Did Donald Trump, through action or inaction, corruptly seek to obstruct or impede Congress's official proceedings to count electoral votes?
Remarkable language that she used there. She thought this through very well. Did Donald Trump, through action or inaction, corruptly seek to obstruct or impede Congress's official proceedings to count electoral votes on January 6th? That's very meaningful. The question that she is saying that the committee wants to look into is very meaningful, because if the answer is yes, she also stated the legal grounds on which one could pursue action against Donald Trump.
Exactly. So Liz Cheney is an excellent lawyer. She's making 2 points, both of which are a little subtle, but they both turn on this statute 1512. It's a criminal statute. It makes it a felony to obstruct an official proceeding. And what Cheney's referring to is that now 3 different federal judges in the D.C. District Court have all said this statute was potentially violated on January 6th by insurrectionists. And the insurrectionists, the judges found, didn't have to intend violence. They just needed to intend to try and stop the count that would otherwise happen. So that's Cheney's point here. And these, by the way, are Trump judges, 2 of the 3 Trump-appointed judges who've made this determination. The other thing she's saying is, it's not just Trump's action, but his inaction. So Trump is saying, I guess his defense is, look, I didn't light the match. But by all accounts, what Cheney is saying is, look, at least you sat in front of the fire truck toasting marshmallows if you didn't light the match. And whether or not Donald Trump meets the legal definition of obstruction, I'm pretty sure, this is Cheney's argument, we can all agree that he wasn't exactly advocating the crowd to march to the Capitol and count the votes. He was urging them to stop that count.
Right.
And so that runs you squarely into a federal crime. That's why Cheney's remarks are so important, and why Donald Trump this week has been kind of, even by his own standards, more off the rails than usual.
And the issue here, she uses the words corruptly, because that's important, seek to obstruct or impede. If you cannot charge people who were involved in January 6th with obstruction, then it sort of doesn't, it stops being a felony. It becomes a misdemeanor, which is disruption, which is more like protest. And that's the argument, I guess. I'm oversimplifying it here, but that seems to be the legal argument that some of these people are making, that it was disruption. It was a protest. It was meant to be a protest versus the obstruction of an official proceeding, the impeding of an official proceeding. And that's what this hangs on.
Exactly. So when she refers to those words, corruptly and impeding an official proceeding, that's the language of the federal felony statute 1512. And that's different than, of course, the criminal misdemeanor statute. I mean, by the way, when a president commits a criminal misdemeanor, that's a huge thing by itself. But what I think Cheney's pointing to is, it doesn't look just like a misdemeanor. It looks like a federal felony. That's what the investigation, in part, is designed to do, the January 6th committee. And if they find, as I suspect they will, that Donald Trump violated 1512, then I think it's their obligation to make a referral to the Justice Department for a criminal prosecution of the former president. I know that's a very serious thing. I don't say that lightly, but that's because what happened on January 6th was deadly serious.
It is not clear what, if any, new evidence the committee has that might support a criminal referral, when and how it will determine whether to pursue that option, and whether the committee could produce a case strong enough to hold up against inevitable accusations that it acted in a partisan manner. Behind the scenes, the committee's day-to-day work is being carried out by a team of 40 investigators and staff members, including former federal prosecutors. The panel has obtained more than 30,000 records and interviewed more than 300 witnesses, including about a dozen last week, whom committee members say provided key testimony. Thank you for watching. Please be sure to visit us at rawstory.com, and if you'd like to see more of the Raw Report, please like and subscribe, and join others who like their news raw too.